This presentation is brought to you by the City of Greensboro's Economic Development and Business Support Office.
I am an entrepreneur. I didn't start off as an entrepreneur, but perhaps that's who I have always been. My trajectory was as a neurosurgeon, but I've taken several career paths along the way. And I only learned, I think, in retrospect, what it means to be an entrepreneur. So one of the definitions, and this is actually not a bad definition of what an entrepreneur is. It's an individual who pursues opportunity without regard to resources currently controlled. So it means a problem has to be identified, you and your brain have a solution, and then you need to go out and find the resources, marshal both the talent and the money to find that solution all the way through. But more, I think no less important is the personality profile of who becomes an entrepreneur. I do think you need to be an eternal optimist to be an entrepreneur. I don't think if you are an amazing pessimist and if you believe the sky is falling that you will succeed in the entrepreneurial world. So I raised money the easiest way possible. For medical justice. I paid for it myself. So, but that was not the case with the biotechnology company. We raised $4 million the first round, and we raised it through friends and family. And that's a mixed blessing. The upside is that they will listen to your pitch. The downside is that that's quite a responsibility because you're dealing with individuals who, it's a lot of money to them. And if it doesn't pay off, it may interfere with the underlying relationship. The other thing is that for most institutional investors, they know how this works and they know that you may be coming back for a second round of cash and typically keep powder dry for a next round of cash. With friends and family, they kind of assume that you're done. So I would recommend, trying to be as thrifty as you can. You need to raise more money than you think you'll need, okay, because you need to build a team. And how do you build a team? You build a team by giving people a job. And if you want to build a great team, you've got to pay them. You've got to pay them, to help participate in your dream. If you can get institutional money, it helps a lot because you get smart people jumping in. It took a while for us to actually become cash flow positive, to start making money. I had a safe job. I made a great living. I loved what I was doing. And so the whole notion of jumping off and doing something that had no definitive outcome, where I may not be paid for my services, was kind of scary. And I can tell you that you need to devote enough time to make this happen to see whether it will work. You do not want to give up when you're on the 1 yard line. But the problem is you have no idea if you're on the 1 yard line or the 50 yard line. So it's kind of interesting. I think if your personality is such that you can embrace calculated risk, then entrepreneurship is a wonderful thing. If safe and easy is your comfort zone, then I think entrepreneurship would actually be a horrible thing. Be okay with failure. If it were safe and easy, you would not be an entrepreneur. You have no idea what the future holds. I think what you can do is take some calculated risk. We talk about a business plan. Sam always propels the idea of a business plan, but I think the idea of a business plan is to define with precision what you will not be doing a year from now, because it's a changing roadmap. It's useful to have I know, I'm sorry. Please, hey, can you edit that from the clip there? So it's a useful document because I think it organizes your thinking, but as an entrepreneur, you must be flexible. You have no way to predict what's going to get thrown in your direction. Will you have enough money? What surprises will you have? Will you have too much business? Everyone thinks what a great problem to have. It's a great problem to have, but it's still a problem because if you have too much business and you can't service all these clients coming in, you're going to piss off a lot of people. Prepare to be criticized. If you are doing something innovative or bold or novel, you will have people that don't like what you do. And I call this 100 monkey syndrome. You just need to be persistent. And if everyone had accepted it from the beginning, it would have already been done. A business requires bringing people in to help create an ecosystem that gets everything done. So a product is helpful, technology is helpful, but you really need to build a team, in particular sales and marketing. And I was the worst offender. Early on, my business partner said, we need to get a sales and marketing team. And I said, why would we ever need to do that? I mean, we've got great technology. And about a year later, when we were still struggling, I gave in and we started to see the clients coming in. And the take-home point was, you need to articulate the message to get it out to the world at large. The world doesn't know about you. You have to not only explain your message to the world, you need to develop credibility. So the key take-home point here is that a product in and of itself is not enough. If all you have is a product and not technology, what you have at best is a licensing gig. If you have a mediocre product, but you have great people, you will succeed. Mediocre product with great people, you will succeed. But if you've got great technology but rotten people, you will fail. So if you had to pick between technology and people, I would bet on people. I didn't always think that. I mean, this is part of my evolution as an entrepreneur. I initially thought the technology was really what it took, but right now I can tell you that of the two, between technology and people, I would bet on people. Our organization was really focused on service. A Net Promoter Score is a number you get from querying your clients. And you're asking one probing question. Would you refer our business to friends or family? And on a scale from 1 to 10. So the 9s and the 10s get put together. 1 to 6 are subtracted out. 7 and 8 are left neutral. So a Net Promoter Score of 70 is really high. And these are our clients giving feedback. What does a 70 mean? Who else has a 70? Apple, eBay, Harley-Davidson, Amazon, Costco. These are iconic organizations that I think we've learned quite a bit from. But if you go out of your way to deliver great service, your clients, most of your clients, will reward you. They'll keep coming back. They'll be loyal. So if I had to give you a message, it would be focus on service and under-promise, over-deliver. How are we rewarded? Well, these people keep coming back every year. Our renewal rate is just under 90%. We're an elective service. People don't have to have us. It's not like having a cell phone contract or health insurance. Doctors don't need us. They come back because they want us. They want us because we provide pretty good service. Just do what you're passionate about. If you're doing it for the money and nothing else, there are other ways to make a living. I would tell you, you will be sacrificing up front in exchange for the rewards down the road. So there can be plenty of money in entrepreneurship, but I will counsel you that you should do it because you love doing it, and then the money will follow if you're successful. If you believe in your heart of hearts that this will be an easier lifestyle for you, that is absolutely ludicrous. I thought it would be an easier lifestyle than being a neurosurgeon. I thought, no getting out of bed at night, no weekends, none of this. Really what it was a lateral move. I mean, I've still put in the same amount of hours that I put in previously. I can tell you I do not get out of bed at night for a 2 a.m. emergency room call, but it gets made up with other headaches. At the end of the day, being an entrepreneur still requires an excessive amount of work. But if you love what you're doing, it doesn't actually seem like work. If you can embrace, perhaps stomach, calculated risk, and you love what you'll be doing, I would encourage you to do it. Follow your passion. What you don't want to do is have 30 years go by and ask the question, I wonder what would have happened if, this whole notion of regret. I think if you've got it in you and you have the optimistic, sunny disposition, and you've got a reasonable idea and you can find a great team, just go for it.